about it. We gotta talk about it. Oh yeah, we do. Grant Cardone, baby, was the inspiration, okay, for my song, Be Rich. I'll repeat it. Grant Cardone of, where is he? Miami Beach, Florida, was the inspiración for my song, Be Rich. So, I'll play Be Rich because I love to practice it, and I love to practice my music with you all here with me, okay? Oh, okay. My phone doesn't like to be turned like that. Okay. So basically, I have had a career in working in my sort of 9-to-5 situation. I've had years of experience in sales, and I've learned a lot of things working in sales, right? I am not your sort of typical go-to cutthroat, sharky. Like I have great sales instincts, right? And if I smell blood in the water, yeah, I'll go in and I'll flush out, make sure that they are, sold and bought in, and see if there's any other residual hesitations. And if not, I'll be like, oh, cool, let's do the deal. Here's a pen. Lean hard on it and sign it with that very real black or blue ink, I know how to do that. And I'm so grateful for those skills, right? I think that as a ADHDer, I am someone, and as an indie artist, I am someone who is sensitive to rejection, right? Rejection is scary, and a lot of people don't like it. What's up? Hi, Adrian. So, because of that, hello, astral eggs. I love that. And let me know, are y'all familiar with Grant Cardone? Or is he new? Is he new to y'all? Let me know. I have been in sales for over 10 years, and I'm actually just now not in it. Oh, I love it. Well, thank you for supporting. You know what? And I'm over here talking about this sales guru, but truly, I'm an indie artist, and I share music with a message. So if you want to subscribe, I love it. I am garnering. What time is it for me right now? Yeah, I'm garnering more support for my music, right? Music with a message. That's right, baby. So basically, one of the most. Thank you. I appreciate you, Adrian. I appreciate you. Yes. Anyone else want to join Adrian in subscribing? I'm consistent on YouTube because what I find is that there's a lot of folks that engage, and I love it. I love it. Just the YouTube crew has been really rewarding for me. Okay, and I want to know what y'all think about this. What industries have y'all worked in? I've been in tech. I have been in real estate. I've been in advertising, and now I've worked in like polar opposite. I'm no longer in sales, right? Oh, you're okay. You're only 11. Okay, cool. All right, I'll watch my mouth then. So the reason why sales is important, right, is because particularly for someone like me, it gets you used to rejection, right? It gets you used to rejection. You have someone saying no to you 1,000 times a day when you are cold calling, right? That's wild. Anyone who has worked a job or volunteered where they've had to phone bank, has anyone ever had a cold calling job before? Because we can connect on that. That's almost like being a war veteran. Okay? So essentially, what you got to do, right, is get used to, you got to build that thick skin. Okay? Um, Grant Cardone was someone who was a trainer. I subscribed to his materials. I purchased his sales school, right? Oh wait, hold on. If you reject yourself, no one can reject you in a way. Oh, interesting. That's super, super interesting. Huh. Rejection leads to profit because it will leave. Take everything to. Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Right. I love this. I love this. Okay. Exactly. So it makes us stronger, right? I really valued so much of what Grant Cardone taught me. Um, the issue was, though, as he was sharing everything, right, that worked for him in sales, and I was taking note and everything like that. It was empowering me when he talks about real estate, when he talks about sales. I listen, but then he started drizzling in stuff and peppering in stuff, other messages, other messaging into the sales training. I don't know why people are leaving, Adrian, but it's okay. I'm glad you're here. More people will come. It fluctuates. It fluctuates. It's okay. It's okay. If you're getting something out of this, Adrian, that's awesome, right? You're young. Maybe you haven't had a job yet. Hopefully not, right? You're very young. But sales is just such an amazing skill. It's an amazing skill. I got into it because I had a manager once that was just like, hey, you will never go hungry if you learn how to do sales. And that got me really motivated because I'm money motivated, right? Hence my song, Be Rich. I love money. I love it, right? I think it's great. So, because of that, I took it seriously and I took this training. Now, Grant Cardone started talking about his political affiliation while talking about sales skills, while talking about real estate. Okay? He's a billionaire, he's a big boss, he gets to do what he wants to do and say what he wants to say, of course. But here's, and look, I'm political. I'm political. Anyone could talk about politics if they want. That's okay. Here's the issue. When you have so much wealth, Grant Cardone's a billionaire, right? These are all just facts. You can look it up. When you have so much wealth and you have a lot of power, the issue with your influence, right, is that there comes a lot of responsibility with that, right? Would you agree? If you have millions of followers, lots of subscribers, hello, Vincent, and they're doing what they gotta do, but they're letting you know, right, how you should vote. That's very tricky because for him, now this is years ago. I think I think it might have been during the first Trump presidency. I think that's around the time that he was saying that. And he was like big up in that and like celebrating that. And I remember just thinking like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, Harper's, I was actually born in the year of the tiger as well. Um, I love tigers. I remember thinking like he's urging all of us to vote Republican for the next time, right? Like any chance that we get, we should vote Republican. And I remember thinking like, hey, I'm in this sales training because I want to get so skilled at it that that I find my stride and I become wealthy through multiple streams of income. One of them being a robust income from how good I am at sales. That was my dream, okay? And I paid him to share his game, right? So he was talking to all kinds of people in that training, all kinds. And it was folks with all different kinds of backgrounds, uh, international folks, right? Not just folks in the States. Um, all he has a very diverse following, which I think is amazing. Um, and folks from all different class backgrounds. But when we have billionaires telling us in all different class backgrounds, right? It's okay, it's diverse, like in different ways. But when we're not paying attention to the fact that folks that you're telling to vote for a party that prioritizes incentives for the richest of the rich, then you're giving me bad information. You're giving me great information for sales. You're giving me awesome information for real estate. But trying to influence how I vote when I'm still like identifying as like a working class person? No, I actually want to vote my interests here and now, right? It doesn't mean that I'm always going to be working class forever. That's not my goal. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm paying you to train me to skill up. Let's get good on these phones for sales. 100%. I'm not planning on staying here. This is a milestone, right? I'm taking responsibility and scaling up. I'm doing what the system essentially tells me to do, right? But what they don't tell you to do is vote your interests for where you're at here and now, not for where you're at in your future. They tell you to vote your interests for your future self. No, you vote your interests for the here and now. What do you want to make sure happens in your neighborhood? That the potholes get filled, that the bridges get fixed, that teachers are paid well so that they're not doing some craziness, but that they're actually being valued, right? That our student loans, because I went into higher education, thank God, that our student loans get forgiven, right? That medicine gets universalized and socialized. You know why? I just got off a phone call with a friend that's struggling with medical debt. It's not cool. Jimmy, you know, are you being serious or that's the thing with some of these, okay, and you got asthma, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot going on in the comments. And I would hope that if we're talking about health, right? That we're not joking around with any potential negative. Look, I have a sense of humor. I have a sense of humor. I'm actually really freaking funny. Okay, I just don't want to be joking around with like dead cats and having asthma if you don't really have asthma. That's all. That's all. If all this stuff really happened, okay, you're not joking. Okay, thank you. Because sometimes it's hard to tell in these comments, as you understand. Okay, I also have asthma too. My parents didn't know. That's a whole other thing, man. My parents didn't know what it was. It was new because, and thank you for bringing up asthma. It's in. Did y'all hear that? Someone just yelled. Okay, they're not talking to me. They're not talking to me. Someone's getting cussed out right now. I get distracted when I hear stuff outside. Okay, I don't know. Look, anyway, sorry. Thank you for waiting. What's up? You can shop hospital specialists for most affordable rates and care for treatment. I heard of something where what is going on outside, dude? I heard that some doctors are taking they're taking insurance outside of the equation. So they've kind of treated it like hey, we want to take out the middleman and just literally charge people directly for our services, and how that would just be more affordable for everyone if we took out the insurance equation, right? The insurance companies. That might be a really freaking cool solution. Ultimately, I do think, right, because majority of people can't afford an emergency to happen, right? Our bodies are so like temporary, and health is wealth. And a lot of people, I hate, I've taken it for granted. Ever since COVID, I don't take it for granted anymore. But it's easy to kind of forget, like, oh, this is a miracle that my elbow bends. Oh, even though I have a lazy eye thing, like, it's a miracle that both of my eyes see, right? And that I don't need glasses. I used to need glasses all the time. We're so temporary, though, that majority of Americans can't afford, like, God forbid something bad happen, right? So that's the issue, is like more social safety nets. That's all I'm talking about, right? How we would all benefit from that, because no matter where we're at, if maybe if I didn't need help with medical costs, but maybe you do, right? Or maybe you and I don't need it, but our aunties need it. It lifts the burden of worry and like the kind of hanging in the air of like, oh, we don't know, like, what could happen at any given moment, when you really sit and appreciate that and let that in and think about it. It takes a weight off when we have more social nets. So that's all I mean. And like, there's a lot of propaganda that tells us that adding social safety nets, or enhancing the ones that we already have, or re-implementing the ones that have been rolled back, that would be a bad thing. And it's just not. It would not be a bad thing. It would not be a bad thing. And I just will never, there's no debating me on like how it could be a bad thing. It just won't. It just can, and it won't. Right? And we don't even, our generations, like people who are like young and alive today, don't even know what it's like to live in a world, in our country at least, where, hey, there's like thick, like social nets that are sturdy and solid to really care for the most vulnerable. How many of you, and I know that not everyone's in the States that comes on my channel, so I'm not assuming everyone's in the States, okay? But how many of you come across or have experienced yourselves homelessness, houselessness? There's still people yelling outside. You know what I'm saying? Isn't it kind of a sad thing anytime you see it? Hey, sometimes it can make you grumpy, right? What if there were more, again, social safety nets and institutions in place that were just like, boom, automatic? It was a duh. Thank you. Yes, it is. It's super freaking sad. You know, I listen to a ton of podcasts, y'all. I love comedy so much, and I listen to comics. Let me know who your favorite comic is and what your favorite podcasts are. I listen to podcasts that talk about their lives. Because they're comics and they're touring, they're flying a lot, and they are going to different cities all the time, right? And what's the number one thing? Theo Von, okay, bing, bang, boom. Absolutely. He's one of the biggest pods in the game. Absolutely. I just listened to the Ed Sheeran one, actually. So, what's the number one thing that folks are talking about? What they notice in the city. They talk, and let me know if I'm lying. They talk about what they noticed in terms of the houselessness situation, the drug situation, the poverty situation in this country. Or if they go to a more upscale area and there was no homelessness that they witnessed, no one in that struggle or that poverty that they witnessed, then they actively mention how there wasn't that. It's like they were relieved that they didn't come across that. Do y'all hear that? That is so funny. This woman's just like, why are you yelling out here? Are you identifying a UFO? That's so funny. I love that she said that. And they actually started laughing. So the energy's dissipated. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I am so, I get so distracted. Okay. So anyway, the whole point, right, is that, look, we were told, oh, let me see. The government can provide housing for homeless people. It's totally possible, only if the government took it. Abso-freaking-lutely. Thank you, Gia. Thank you. You're absolutely freaking right. It is a matter of choice. Are you rich? Hey, D, I wanted to answer that. I do identify as rich, but not in the way that we all might think and want for ourselves, right? Financially. I identify as rich in terms of energy, ideas, um, and capacity. So that my future, and I'm so glad you asked this, so that my future self might experience financial abundance, right? Let me say this. I am so grateful for every dime I have in the bank. Thank freaking God. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for this awesome apartment I'm renting. I'm so grateful for this technology that we are able to freaking talk. Right? Yeah, I'm crashing out with you, bro. I'm with you. Okay? Yeah, absolutely, Gia. I'm with you. Hey, D, I hear you. I hear you. It's rough out here for a lot of folks, and you are so not alone. Look, here's the point. Because Sparky, I see what you're saying. I see you and Gia. Here's the thing. There's just enough money, period. There's enough money, period. It's a matter of distribution. It's a matter of distribution. Okay. My life was changed. My life was changed when I went to college. And I saw this indigenous to the US. I think specifically like he was from, oh man, I don't even want to say. I don't even want to say because I don't know. I don't know what like tribe he was from. I don't remember. This was years ago. But basically he was an indigenous person like from this country, right? Man, how many UFOs is this bro saying? This is kind of what we're talking about, right? Anyway, I think he's chill, but he's just distracting me. And he said, you know what would be such a trip is if the dude yelling out here was someone in the chat. It was someone like, hey, I see you. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, God. Always smile and love yourself. Don't listen to the haters. Hey, we're smiling up here. Stay for life. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, Sparky, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I honestly, it's something that I am working on. It's something I am working on for real. Vocal control. I used to just sing and like never work on my voice, right? Like I used to just be like, I woke up like this, blah, 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 good enough for me. And then I got feedback like, hey, you should really like try to physically embody your voice and learn how to use it. So I'm still on that journey, and I love growing up and developing as an artist publicly with this journey. I'm grateful that y'all are here. Hey, you have a good rest of your day too. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you all in this chat. Anyway, the person, the indigenous hip hop artist came to perform at our school, right? And he was just like, hey y'all, you're on indigenous land. We all just need to act like it. We need to remember that, and then we need to act like that. And I thought, wow, that's deep. I wasn't born here. I mean, I was born in Cali, right? But like, I wasn't socialized to consider that and move through the world like that. The reason why I think that is relevant is because homelessness, this is a take that my partner had. She said, they can do something about homelessness, houselessness, right? Like poverty, period. They can do something about it, but they don't. So that those that fall through the cracks and end up on the street serve as a constant reminder to the rest of us that haven't fallen through the cracks either ever or yet. Those of us that haven't fallen through the cracks will see them every day, and it'll be a reminder to, oh, better keep working. Oh, don't lose your job. Oh, if you lost your good job, or if someone laid you off or fired you or whatever, better work for Uber Eats, better work for whatever. I'm not hating on Uber Eats, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, just do whatever you can to make money, so that you don't end up like that. Here's your reminder, here's your reminder, here's your reminder, instead of just helping them. And again, I come back, right, to this net imagery, thick cords of resources supporting us, right? That's what it's about. We can do that. It's possible. I think right now, one of the biggest ways, however any of us all think differently or whatever, we want to debate this or that, we all benefit from the weakest among us being cared for. That lifts up everyone else. That doesn't tank down all it. No, we're already tanked. We see it on the streets. Everyone gets lifted up from wherever they're starting. Boom, they get lifted up when the weakest among us are cared for and provided for. And it's possible, and the money's there, and it's just a matter of distribution. So when I'm in, full circle, when I'm in this sales meeting with Grant Cardone, training with Grant Cardone, and he's saying, hey man, Republicans great, blah, 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 and Trump, beep, bop, boop, beep, boop. I say to him, yes, sir, for you. You have a financial incentive for voting the way you do, sir. I don't. Hey, I hope to be in a financial state. I hope we all get to be in a financial state where we get to really weigh out, oh, which political party will pay me what whatever break, even though I don't think that's ethical. Wouldn't it be interesting to have that choice, right? Right now, I'm not even at a place where I have that choice. Right now, I need to vote for my interest of today and work towards both the liberation of everyone for tomorrow and my financial freedom and that of everyone else's. Because we can really have it all. Oh my God, thank you, Mohammed. I feel seen. I am really gay. Thank you. I hope you are too. Takes one to know one, baby. You see me. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I got the idea. I'm going to write this song, Be Rich. I was looking at his mug on the face and I was like, man, he's telling us to vote like him, but it doesn't make sense for us to vote like that. It only makes sense for him to vote like that. And this song came to me. Okay? So here's Be Rich. Got ripped off, no refund. Won't get these years back when it's time. Climb out of the rabbit hole platforms. Unsubscribe instead. Neither one of them can be your savior. If you got God, why you worried about the border? Thanks, y'all. That is Be Rich. And I released it, and it's a full band type vibe, indie rock, bop. Definitely check out Mjoy wherever you like to stream, strum, or strewn music and listen to it and play it, because I'm Mjoy there. And please subscribe to me here because I am consistent here. I release lyric videos and my songs on here. But I also do my lives where I get to actually like talk to y'all, which is so freaking fun. Yes, Chloe, baby girl, I gotta say I'm with you, okay? But to be fair, right? To be fair to what I was saying with my song, hey, if you're gonna have a rich man's politics, Kai, at least be rich. So yo, Kai, if you're Trump gang and you're a multimillionaire, at least on paper it makes sense because you're getting some kind of tax break. If you're not a multimillionaire and you're with Mr. Cheeto dust, I can't help you. But my arms are always open to you when you want to come back to the other side, okay? And vote your interests. Okay, but we don't have to go back and forth. Like it's really okay. We're already in the mud. We really gotta rally together. We need each other. Okay? We need each other. We got to protect the environment because regulations are being lifted for corporations to do literally whatever the F they want to the environment. And guess what? Guess what, Kai? You and I can't go back and forth and argue about politics if we don't have a planet to sit on and have the argument. Right? So let's get behind protecting the planet on some Greta Thunberg stuff, okay? Sorry, I'm probably not even saying her last name right. My bad. You get what I'm saying, okay? You want to go to a new world, Harpers? Here's the thing. So this is the kind of message that you're always going to get from me, okay? And I don't know, Harpers, if you're talking about like everyone's going into damn space now, can't keep up with the space travel, right? Here's the thing. Whatever you meant, Harpers, one day we got to meet. So I'm staying on Earth, okay? I hope to see you on Earth one day. And because we share this thing, y'all. We share this thing. We share the Earth. And it's up to us. It's literally a spiritual and physical duty to be the best stewards to this planet that we can be. That's our responsibility. And so when we lift off regulations from big corporations that are just looking at the bottom line, right? Oh, it's no big deal. Corporations are going to cooperate. They're just looking at the bottom line. No, at the cost of natural resources and life. If the Amazon, right, are the lungs of the planet, and we're chipping away at that every damn day, what does that mean for our breathing? It's just basic arithmetic at this point that I want us all to get on board with. I'm not assuming anyone here is against me. We're all in it together. It doesn't matter if we disagree or not, because the science and the math are going to science and math the same. The environment is going to environment the same. We all got to get together. Okay? Okay, cool, Kai. Cool, great. You know what? He's the one in the seat. Let's see. Okay? All I know is it can't come down to one person, Kai, and you're probably a bot, so whatever. I don't even freaking care, bro. Go for it. Okay? Bot away. For everyone else, it's not about the president. It's not about the president. I don't know who Gary is, but cool. Vibing out over here. It's not about the president. It's about all of us. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. I got a fart. Did y'all hear that? That was a real ass fart. Okay. Anyway, y'all, 30 minutes on here. I farted for y'all. Please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, okay? Oh, wait, what? You're not the one for the job, Kevin. You're not the one for the job, so I wouldn't worry about it, okay? Unless you're offering to give me access to your online university that you just launched. Okay, you guys. Much love no matter where you are in the world or politically. I don't really care, we just need to unite. Okay, bye. Subscribe.